Portugal. There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream, the podcast, and the Portugal Club, where today we will go to Portuguese citizenship test question. It's not an easy thing to say first thing in the morning. Portuguese citizenship test question 25. It's all about titfers today, tit for tats, as you might say if you use the Cockney rhyming slang. Good morning to you. Oh, Bob. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you over at the Portugal Club. And we'll welcome new members as well over there. Luis, good morning. Luis L, good morning to you. Corinthians 2, 5:17. That's interesting, isn't it, when someone has that as their biog? You might get on well with Adrian, but then again, you might not. Deborah, good morning to you. And Royden Alfonso and Deborah Waldrop. Nice to see you and new members at the Portugal Club over there at, do you know what? The Portugal Club. .com. And I see there on the calendar, there is a calendar. A notable addition to the calendar this morning will be when the clocks go back. I believe it's the 26th, but we'll get to that in due course. I hope you had a great weekend. I did. My political career has come on a little bit ahead of the Portuguese elections, well, the local elections in just a few days' time now, 6 days' time. Next Sunday, what date will that be? Is that the 12th? Yeah, next Sunday the 12th will be the local elections here in Portugal. And some of you might know, as you may know, I've been talking to some of the local parties, and it looks like I found out by going to one of the functions yesterday that I've actually joined one of them. I didn't know that. I got a message. Hello, Mike. Tudo bem? Good to see you this morning. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Certainly did. Yes, just talking about what happened to me with the political part of my career over the weekend. I got a message from someone saying, "Oh, so you joined them then?" I didn't know I had. I just went along to a photo shoot in all innocence to support my neighbour, and I've ended up supporting the party, which I support him. I support my neighbour. I support anyone who's standing for election in the local elections. I think they're some of the best politics available in the world, the local politics of Portugal, where you can actually talk to the people you're voting for and live with them on a daily basis. So I'm looking forward to casting my vote next Sunday. It's not going to be an easy choice. And I've yet to meet members of three of the parties, possibly. I'll be ticking another box this week when I meet, when I go along to the Iniciativa Liberal meeting. I'm hoping to join that this week and find out more about them. The Chega representative is a little bit of an unknown quantity, even to people in the town, apparently. It seems that Chega's tactic is to parachute people into localities to pick up on what I see as the kind of emotional interest in the party, and they're taking advantage of that. And the other Socialist Party haven't been in touch yet, and I haven't reached out to them, to be fair, either. But something I thought I had no idea this was going to be happening, that I would be getting invited by politicians to go to their meetings, and for the politicians to come along to our meetup as well to talk to local foreigners, which I think is a great thing. I'm certainly enjoying that. I noticed on the screen I need to change that. No more requesting tunes here, just in case you didn't get the memo on Friday. We don't do music anymore. It's killing the YouTube channel. So I've changed that to reflect that. Please let us know about your Portuguese pains and pleasures in the comments. We're still doing that. And come and join us free at the Portugal Club as well, theportugalclub.com. And yeah, let us know how you're doing in the chat this morning. Let me know about your weekend. And if you've got any documentary evidence to support the fact that you had a great weekend here in Portugal, or as part of your planning to be here, do send me a message, 913-590-303. If you are thinking of coming to Portugal soon and you're looking for professional help with that, there is a new entrant into the marketplace of people who'd like to help you do that, specifically with the bureaucracy. One such company have cleverly chosen the name Bureaucracy Portugal, who reached out to me recently, and I'm delighted to share their methods, tactics, services with you. I recorded a little video about them at the Portugal Club. There's actually a great uh, live streaming facility at our Portugal Club where you can just start up a meeting, which is what I did yesterday to talk about this new service, bureaucracyportugal.pt. If you want to use their services, I can get you 10% off those. They're doing D3s, D7s, D8s. They're helping people with NIF numbers and also opening bank accounts here in Portugal. So I simply tell you what's available. It's up to you to speak to people and choose the right fit for yourself. There are some great people, many of whom I'm associated with and have known over the years, who I can suggest to you. I think ultimately it's your choice who you want to work with. Do your due diligence and make the right choice for yourself. You're a grown-up adult. And you can you can get a sense yourself of who you like to work with, and some of those affiliates and partners, we can get you a discount as well. Bom dia, alegria a todos from Matty as well. E feliz segunda-feira. How you doing, Matty? How was your weekend? Seems a little bit quiet this morning. I know there are more people watching than are currently commenting. How about you say hello if you haven't said hello for a little while? Where's T-Duck as well this morning? I've sent him a bon dia, a personal bon dia. We exchange memes early in the morning. Now, I've also, I'm going to get a bit, let me just see what I intended to share with you this morning ahead of Tig James MBE joining us at 8:30 this morning. Now, Tig is, of course, our resident helper, expert, service provider. If you are a post-Brexit Brit and you need to dot your I's and cross your T's, she's here to help us with that every month. Now, what we find with Tig is that a lot of the information she has, because she's dealing with IMA and immigration matters, is a lot of the information that she has is of interest to other people as well, not just the Brits. I'm going to get through to you this morning as well. I'm going to tell you about the wine club event that's happening this evening. We've got the Portuguese citizenship test as well, question 25 this morning. Just downloading some pictures actually from this for this morning's show, including a new fruit, which I guess could be part of our quiz this morning. What fruit is this? I'll bring it onto the screen in just a moment. And AI, these AI images, we've got perfectly good Dia de República or Implantación de República images, and now we seem to have AI images as well, which I must say I'm not a big fan of. The the quality isn't great, and I'll give you a really what I think is a stunning example of this. Let me load these onto the picture deck. Then, if you want to send me something, please do 913-590-303. That's the number, of course, that people call me on as well when the microphone settings aren't right. Thanks, Matty, for trying to do that on Friday. We shouldn't have too much more of that nonsense. I mean, I can't guarantee that we'll never see that sort of thing again. You know, you know what we're like here, or should I own that? And you know what I'm like here. We do get the occasional technical difficulty, but we won't be trying to balance music and chat anymore. We'll do music separately and on special occasions. And we'll probably stream on X with that. It didn't work out very well on the Portugal Club when I tried it last Friday. Now, images of the República then. This is a little meme I made up to celebrate Dia de República, which happened yesterday, of course. It's always the 5th of October. That's what it looked like in 1910 in Lisbon, I would hazard a guess, on the left there. And thanks to T-Duck, the lovely image on the right there. All boobs are beautiful. 2025, different representations of the female chest there. Or you could say yesterday was Dia de República. Could you not? And I'm a big fan of that artwork on the left and the sentiment on the right, I have to say as well, spanning those many decades here since the Republic was created here in Portugal. Now, I think on the left especially, that's a great image, is it not? This was what was circulating yesterday. And thanks to those of you who did send me this to remind me that the Republic had been implanted, which sounds so uncomfortable to me, something a good chiropractor or an osteopath can sort out for you. If you find that your Republic is the implantation of the Republic is making you wince a little bit, but that's a great sentiment. What would she be? Lady Liberty, I suppose, waving the Portuguese flag there. But a pretty not as great a rendition as you see on the left there. And talking of strange AI generations, Sally of Expats Portugal, she was tinkering about with images for the Expats Portugal webinar. There was a golden visa webinar from last Thursday that was posted up. Should you be interested in the golden visa, one of the options is Holborn Assets, whose service you can find more about now on the Expats Portugal channel as of last night. This Thursday's is going to be pretty awesome, I have to say. We're doing a deep dive into the Finances portal with Pedro Franco of EI. Now, that's going to be great. Actually, live going into the portal with Pedro. And I seem to have been face swapped with Pedro. Sally sent me this. She said, I clicked on the AI button to create a thumbnail. And that's, I don't know how does this sort of thing happen? This is hallucination at its best, isn't it? I think that's me face swapped with Pedro Franco, and that's probably what it's going to look like this coming Thursday on the Expats Portugal webinar. Yeah, well, as I say, we're going to be going in with him into the Finances portal. Now, I've got some basic skills with the Finances portal. Now, you kind of have to. You need your NIF number and you need a password to get into there, and a lot of people leave it to their accountant. Who also might have the sign-in codes, which is the weirdest thing, isn't it? In terms of security and so on, that you have people logging in on your behalf, which doesn't, it goes against all the threats and promises, doesn't it, of digital identity? And then just, okay, yeah, it's what we do here. Just give me your logins and I'll go in for you. Anyway, more about the Finances portal. This coming Thursday evening as a very special and a different Expats Portugal webinar. So looking forward to that this coming Thursday, and there'll be a premium lounge after that at 9:00 where Expats Portugal members can be hanging out. I did suggest to you I was going to getting fruity this morning as well. Do you know what fruit this is that's on your screen at the moment? If you need a little bit more help, and I'm going to be eating fruit live. Mrs. Emma's been busy in the garden growing some exotic and fruits we've never had. I mean, certainly we raised our fruit game when we moved to Portugal. The fruit is tastier, sweeter, and there's more of it across the whole year. Who were we talking to yesterday about being able to grow strawberries? Oh, our Portuguese neighbour, who actually spent a lot of time in Germany, said, I'm still growing strawberries in my garden. Yes, strawberries in October. And alongside the strawberries and the raspberries that Mrs. M grows are an exotic fruit of this kind. When split in half, looks like that. Can you guess what that is? Now we're getting quizzy. I'll get to the Portuguese citizenship test as well. But that's a fruit for you to identify. And if I take that off the screen, and I have Ferdinand Magellan with me, not Vasco da Gama. I thought that was Vasco da Gama. I had a challenge on that from my son, who said, that's Magellan. That is not Vasco da Gama. And he was right. I lost a bet on that. Now, if I hold this up to the camera, do you know what fruit that is? It's not a little plum. It's got a little detail on there. It looks like a tiny pomegranate, doesn't it, with that little thing on there on the end, on that strange navel. It's, as you can see, it's a yellowy orange. It's not coping terribly well under the studio lighting. I wonder if I switch cameras, no, I think that's probably the best camera to. Hey, there you go. That's a slightly better. It looks like a quince as well. It's not a quince. I should be eating that live in just a moment. And oh yeah, out and about this weekend. Watch out, Dr. Bayard. We've got the oh my goodness, we've got the rebusadas para a tos with some of those great Portuguese. You know it's a bag of cough sweets, don't you? When you have illustrations of people coughing. And would it be the official cough sweet of Camões? Possibly. I don't know. Alivio rápido y a família agradece. Drops via. I don't think I should suck one of those live on the show because that will make enunciation quite difficult. Oh, and I see I'm missing quite a few comments in the chat. No idea. Very good, Gemini, but what kind of? That's a good call. Bureaucracy Portugal. Yes, it does what it says on the tin. Right. Let's have a look at who's joined us. It's a Monday morning. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. And I'm feeling good. Good morning from Fusetta. Good to have you this side of the water. Well done, Gemini. Morning to you, Mel. Bon dia to you. Bon dia, alegria gumpers. T-Duck. He's here, running slow today. I always talk at parties. What? Bon dia to you, Sarah Yeoman, as well. And happy Moon Day, Monday, Moonendage, and Segunda-feira. Very good. October the 5th. Now, this was also, as well as becoming a republic, the 1143 anniversary is also celebrated, is it not? And I saw a clip of Salazar speaking on this date in history, and there's something about the way that dictators speak, isn't there? He had that sort of hypnotic delivery. Very interesting to see Salazar speaking to the Portuguese. 1143, then, the day of the Treaty of Zamora, establishing Portugal as a kingdom as well. We should mention as becoming the Republic 1910. And when I was at my political meeting yesterday, let me show you. This is what happened at the political meeting yesterday. Tig James is joining us in a little while. It's my neighbour, the president of San Martino de Porto. I went to a photo shoot, and lo and behold, I found myself a supporter of the party. And I had my picture. My picture was showing at the event up on stage. And there I am. You can see me there. Journalista, Carl Munson. Now, when I got the call to say, "Oh, so you've joined their party then?" Oh, what's happening to the focus here? When I got the call, I said, "Look, you can have my photo on your. I'm available to all political parties to have my picture on. I'm a conduit." And Mrs. M put it very nicely yesterday. She was explaining to somebody that Carl doesn't choose; he connects. So I'm happy to connect with the parties and be a conduit of your policies to share with the English-speaking constituency community, but I still don't know which way I'm going to vote, quite frankly. So there you go, for transparency. Apart from how I'm going to vote, I won't be telling anybody that. That is my business. There are certain things in life, aren't there? Sexual, I think, and so far, that's how I've had this, is like sexual practices, vaccination status, and political party, and none of your goddamn business. So there might be other things as well, of course. Does anybody want to add something to that list? Thank you for that, Sarah. October the 5th. She was modelled. Who was? Oh, the lady in the picture. Okay, let's bring her back onto the screen while we're talking about her. And we need a name. I'm not comfortable with her or she. Lady Liberty, we're going to go with for them, or Senora Libertad. She was modelled on the French Revolution, shows the licentiousness of liberal Masonic revolution. Oh, I see. Contrast with extreme Puritanism of Cromwell's revolution and most Islamic revolutions. I always rely on you, Adrian, for a good angle. Don't know, but looks delicious. I think we're talking about something else now, possibly. Right there. Okay, let's take this lady off the screen. Senora Libertad, as I am calling her, probably incorrectly this morning, and we'll bring Senor Magellan. He's a serious-looking chap, but you would be, wouldn't you, if you were going off discovering the world? You'd ever keep a certain safe and intelligent-looking countenance about you. Right. Where was I? Politics. Don't know, but looks delicious. I've got to do these in order, otherwise I'm going to miss some things here. Guava. It's a good guess, and I'm going to eat it in just a moment. No idea. Tea duck with a display of, is that an umbrella, a duck, and a flash of fire there? Is that a weather forecast? That small fruit could be a primrose, if not a guava. Wow, Gemini, I think you know your onions, as it were. As usual, I have no idea where I'm at. Well done. It's okay. You're safe. Keep breathing. I tried Tamarillo, Nespera, Marmelo, and Physalis, all for the first time while in Portugal. Yeah, same here. Physalis grow like weeds, don't they? I mean, we have those in our garden. I had one over the weekend that was just lying about on the countertop. Flipping delicious and full of vitamin C, which you need at this time of year. And I think we're talking about the fruit, aren't we? Don't know, but looks delicious. Hola, bon dia, Malta. I hope you all had a fantastical weekend. I did. Carl the Great Connector. Yes, I do my best. Mus Bureaucracy, another name for Senora Libertad. Oh, T-Duck. Boom, I got you. And you've only been doing that, to be fair, for the last 5 years, right? I should have got that by now. We always take all the hats, bags, etc. the parties give out. I just yesterday received a super hat, and I promptly sewed a patch over their slogan. and then stuck it on eBay, right? Okay. We've got a piss of from Jezekro. Have we upset you this morning, Jezekro? And have you got any more to share with us this morning? Come on, don't be like that. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. I'm feeling good. And let's talk about this. Let's not be getting straight to the profanities. Thunderduck boom. Right. Let's go to the Portuguese citizenship test here. Wasn't expecting that this morning. Let's share the screen with the Portuguese citizenship test on it, and let's see, because it's very good. It's as though you're a plant here this morning, Andero, with your talk of hats, because that is the subject matter of the Portuguese citizenship test question this morning, ahead of Tig James joining us and me trying this fruit and telling you what that other fruit was as well. Yeah, don't forget, we've got two fruits. We've got two. I'm still giggling about being told to piss off here. I'm not quite sure why that's occurred this morning. But there you go. Free speech. It's alive and well. For free speech, borderline hate speech here, live and direct. And yes, that reminds me. There may be more of this sort of thing when we do our Beyond the Algorithm talks webinars coming up, whilst we're in that sort of mood. The two talks planned so far are: should we fear Shager? And we have a Shager representative coming along to answer that question, Miguel Silva, who some of you will have experienced before, chatting to us, and understanding Islam as well, having conversations where others fear to tread. And my friend Dr. Aleem will be here for that one, and he's very moderate, open-minded, friendly, intelligent, and is welcoming any questions at all about Islam. So those two coming up. I mean, you might want to add something to those. Give us the third. Where else can we go after we've gone to should foreigners fear Shager, understanding Islam? What's next, I wonder? It's also September 23rd in the traditional Orthodox calendar. Oh, it's still September the 23rd if you're in the Orthodox calendar. And I want to tell you about when the clocks are changing as well this month, if we get time to. And so the Coptic Orthodox and some Muslims of the conception of John the Baptist, Yom Kippur, Ramadan, 1973 war, and the Sadat assassination of 1981. Well, that's cheered me right up. Right. The reason I went there and change the subject tangentially for the 27th time was to show you that fruit again. Yeah, what fruit is this? Grown in the garden of Carl Munson, and there's the section of it there. Excellent. Do you not agree? And I never got a chance to explain this picture, and I'm still not going to either. Right now, we're going to bring Magellan back onto the screen, and he's going to help me now ask this question. Question 25. What is the name of the traditional Portuguese wool cap from the Alentejo? Now, this might be a trick question. Oh, my goodness, there's a lot of boobs on this show this morning. I honestly didn't realize that's what I was going to be sharing. I did see what are traditional Portuguese hats, and I wanted to share that video with you as a little bit of a clue to what might be a trick question this morning on the Portuguese citizenship test. But there's another woman with her who's likely to catch a cold if she doesn't take care of that. But anyway, that's somewhat distracting me from asking the question, and I'll do it again now. What is the name of the traditional Portuguese wool cap from the Alentejo? Is it A, the barrette? Is it B, the chapéu alentejano? Or is it C, the boina? Now, it's worth looking all of these up. You will know these hats. And they're very beautiful, and I think they are all featured in the video there. Just 2.5 minutes of Portuguese hats, which actually I could put on whilst we're chatting.
What are traditional Portuguese hats?
That's not coming out in the right place.
Have you ever wondered how hats can tell a story about a culture?
Have you ever wondered there? So there you go. There's a nice little video to help you with the question this morning. Question 25, only 75 more to go. What is the name of the traditional Portuguese wool cap from the Alentejo? I've got one of these. Not one of the ones from the Alentejo, but I've got one of the hats that Philomena bought me, actually. The one, you know it as a Portuguese hat as soon as you see it. It's long and dangly and black and made of wool, and it's got a tassel on the end. Could be talking about so many things, could I not? Is it the A, the barrette, as in, I mean, that's very similar to beret, is it not? B, the chapelle alentejano, and C, the buina. I think these are great names, if nothing else. So your answers, please, and I'll put the link to this into the chat so that you can go there as well. I've still got some fruit to eat this morning, and guava was a very good guess indeed. Tig James MBE is getting ready to join us about 5 minutes as well. But let me just pop this into the chat so you can make your guess as well over at the Portugal Club. I think I'm going to get my chopping board and my Intermarché knife now. Did anyone else collect the Intermarché knives? Look at that bad boy. Is this like a Korean chef's knife? It's very good. Actually, you'll get a better view of it if I take it off the screen. And in some cultures, if you brandish a knife or give a knife to somebody, you've got to give them a penny as well, have you not? I think that's possibly a Chinese thing. But look at that beautiful knife. I got that by spending thousands of euros in Intermarché. You only had to probably spend about 3,000 euros to get this knife with the special stickers. Now, I'm going to chop this. This could go. It's quite a sharp knife. It's quite a soft fruit. And I'm a little bit distracted. No, it's okay. It's fine. So I've just chopped the ends off there of this, which is a guava. You're absolutely right, Gemini. But it's a particular kind of guava from a tree that Mrs. M found somewhere. She's got a knack of doing these. So I've cut, I think you can eat it in its entirety, but I've kind of cubed it so that I've got all the skin off that. And I'm going to eat it now and give you another clue. Yes, it is a guava. And it's got pineapple-y top notes and bottom notes. Who doesn't like a bottom note first thing in the morning? And that's why it's called the pineapple guava, everybody. And it's a lovely tree. All of our trees are in tubs. That's how we're growing here in our sort of suburban setup. And we've got quite a few trees in tubs. A lot of physalis that seems to grow anywhere. That'll grow out of a compost pile. And Mrs. M's got all these trees growing things like melons, and she's got the soft fruit as well. And so that's the pineapple guava, which I commend to you, and something that we never had until we came here to Portugal. And then there's this other thing, which you can take another guess at now. Looks like one of those strange varieties of tomato, does it not? But you can see from the scale there, it's nearly as big as Mrs. M's hands. She's got quite big hands, if that helps as well. And it's kind of tiger striped, and then you chop it open like that, and then you see inside, that's looking a bit melony, isn't it? A bit melony inside. Brand new pair of roller skates. It's looking a bit melony inside, and it is a kind of melon, but it's a peramelon. It is I don't know how they've done this, but it has pear flavors and melony texture. It is a peramelon, which you can get here in Portugal. That was grown in our back garden, folks, and it's very delicious too. A really nice palate cleansing, soft fruit, moist and juicy, and very delicious. Tasting of pear, looking a little bit like a melon there. So there you go, a peramelon, pineapple guava for you this morning on this Monday morning. Sorry to hear about your guava tree that died there, Gemini. Yeah, on this morning, the 6th of October, 2025, where I hope you've finally emptied your Dropbox and finally signed in to OneDrive as well. If you're anything like me, I get that prompt fairly regularly that my Dropbox is full, and it's been that way for months, if not years now. And I'm always asked or told that I'm not signed into OneDrive, and I don't intend to ever. However many times you tell me, Microsoft, I am not going to do it. Right, just time then to tell you about the clock change this morning. Yes, without music, we've lost the music. We are spoken word, and we'll do music in a different environment from here on in. So no requests this morning. A lot of information and chatting to Tig James in just a moment. But one more thing before we do that, and that'll be to let you know from a Portugal news article that the clocks will go back, if I remember rightly now, because I'm struggling to find the link here. Oh yeah, here we go. Daylight saving time this year. If I go to the Portugal News, Deagle sent me this. Daylight saving time is the time of year when clocks are set. Well, I think we know that, don't we? Are set back 1 hour. Okay, thank you for that. But you got to beef the article out a little bit, haven't you? In 2025, the change to winter time will occur on Sunday, October 26th. So there you go. This year, October 26th at 2 a.m. Many of you, I suspect, will not be up to do that. And do you remember when you had to manually change your watches and phones and stuff? You still have to do that on the cooker, don't you? And in the car, probably, but not so much on your wristwatch or phone. In mainland Portugal and the autonomous region of Madeira, the change to winter time will occur in the early hours of October 26, 2025, when clocks will be set back from 2 a.m. to 1 a.m. And I'll put that into the Portugal Club calendar. You know I will. I will do that. And don't forget, while you're over there at the Portugal Club, have a guess at the Portuguese citizenship test. Might ask Tig that if we've got time, if she wants to have a go at that question. No guests tend to want to do that and be put on the spot, but you never know. Tig might want to be. Let's give her a nice round of applause and bring her onto the screen. Hola, bon dia.
Yeah.
Right. It's a bit distracting having Ferdinand Magellan next to you, so I'm going to change that.
Hello.
So, how's it going, Tig?
All right, thank you very much. Yes.
Very sorry not to see you last time. So we've got some making up. We've got some sort of time and facts to catch up on, really, haven't we? I think
probably one or two. They keep changing the laws. How dare they?
Yeah, they do. They do. So how are you? Tudo bem? Como estás?
Okay, muito bom, obrigada. The weather is a little. I don't know what it's like where you are, but we've got like thunderstorms here. And
seriously.
Fog things and
fog things or toxic mist, as the Portuguese.
Because where I live, you see the sea frets, and I love it. And you just imagine like the Pirates of the Caribbean, the pirate ships coming through the sea. I love them. I do.
Hold on a minute. A little insight into your fertile imagination. The sea frets. What are sea frets? What the long distance maritime phenomenon on the horizon?
No, it's like the fog that comes in off the sea, the mist. Called sea
really?
fret.
Well, we get that. I didn't know it was called that. We definitely get that here on the Silver Coast for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I do, and it's just so mysterious, isn't it?
It is, and the beautiful thing is, we know it's going to clear up, don't we? It's just a passing phase, a passing sort of meteorological phase, and soon will be restored the beautiful weather of Portugal. So that's how your day's starting then at the moment.
But
it'll burn off, won't it? It'll absolutely burn off. Is it a good metaphor for what's going on in post-Brexit Brit migration?
Don't know.
Okay.
I mean, who knew that we'd still be here in flipping 9 years' time? Do you know what I mean?
It's just not 9 years, is it?
Yeah, when you think the referendum was 2016.
My goodness.
That's 9 years, isn't it? And here we are. We still are. And 5 years after, people had to leg it to Portugal to get into the wire so they wouldn't have to get visas and stuff. Yeah.
And you still meet people as well. I heard of somebody this weekend who's a little frustrated. Or I heard a friend who's visiting had met some Brits in Portugal who were ruining the day they didn't do that. And I think a few other. You must encounter people who are kicking themselves who didn't make that simple administrative change and are now having to get a D7 or something similar.
I think again, it was lack of understanding, wasn't it? It was lack of knowledge. It was lack of understanding, and it didn't matter what we said. Look, this is going to get a lot more difficult, and people just didn't believe us. And of course, now that they're facing it, that yes, it is a lot more difficult. You have to get visas. You have to go through all the process. Whereas what we did, we just hopped on a plane, didn't we, and went to the camera office.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that seemed complicated enough, but you're absolutely right. Compared to what came after it, it was simple. Yeah.
So easy to just and I mean at the time, and I mean it probably still is now, but I mean, as people know, I live in Lagos, and Lagos was the easiest camera in Portugal. You literally walked in with a passport.
Yes, yeah. How those beautiful, simpler days and times. So, how is it now? I mean, you're still in the thick of it. 9 years later, it's part of your professional offering as well. The need is so great. You've constituted yourself as an official helper to people. How's that all going, Tig?
It's going very, very well. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you know, sort of in Portugal with tourists and having visitors and that sort of stuff, and you see the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of people, and we were sort of, and last week it was like we've gone really quiet suddenly, and it was just, I wonder why. No idea why.
Still no.
I don't know if it's the end of summer or if it's what it is. I don't know, but we've suddenly, there's just this, like, but it was nice. It was nice having a reprieve. You know, I mean, it's like I've always said, you know, we don't charge much. We'll never be rich, but it's still, you know, because we just want it still to be access for all, and we do, you know, so.
And sustainable for yourself as well. And I'm reminded, I've got a lovely testimonial to share with you. We had a comment, if I'm able to find it, about the quality of your work as well. Dearest Tig James MBE, member of the now very shrunken but still stretching across many seas and oceans British Empire, or many brilliant Brexit busting efforts, or not many buggers' efforts. That's not what MBE stands for in your case. You personally rang up the Portuguese government at no expense whatsoever to me, but surely at some expense to yourself in time and money, electricity, call charges, and wear and tear on your equipment, securing my biometric UK EU withdrawal agreement, the WA temporary residence card in Portugal, valid until the beginning of November 2027. Just all of that to say, and there are 4 paragraphs from one of our friends here, basically thanking you, and I think it's quite right to point that out. You used to do that all just free of charge for people, didn't you, as a service?
Yes.
And you've had to charge now to, I mean, basically to become sustainable.
Yeah, it just got, I mean, cost me thousands and thousands.
Yes, yeah.
And you know, it comes to the point where, you know, and I think as well, I mean, we got crowdfunders, but people weren't donating. They wanted the help, but didn't want to donate, which was very strange. When you think they couldn't get the help anywhere else, and we were giving as much help as possible, but when it actually starts to cost you a lot of money, then no, it got to the point where we couldn't do it, because it was actually costing us a lot of money.
Yes. Well, fair enough. It sounds like you found a happy medium with that. We'll get to some top topics, because I'm sure there are particular themes that are more popular than others with, and there are waves and seasons of what you're dealing with, I suspect, as well. To prompt some questioning here, perhaps 15 minutes in and out under EU rules. That's I've not heard of that one. When you're only allowed to be in the country for 15 minutes, it's barely time to have a coffee. People are now waiting for this new law to be signed off. Not sure what you're talking about there, Adrian. No one gives a hoot about rules and visas here in Bulgaria, where Douglas Hughes is this morning. It's chaotic. And well done, Doug. Thank you for sending that video of the rather turbulent, stormy conditions there. It looks like you're safe this morning. And I just found out how... I found out just have a little that take you through how much you have. Don't carry it with you. Just be kind, helpful, and happy. Live one day at a time. Oh, that's life advice rather than migration advice. We'll take that. Thank you very much, Gemini. So, what is new, Tig? What themes are you dealing with? What's on the agenda at the moment?
I mean, obviously the new laws, family reunification.
What's your view on that?
I mean, we've alluded to it before, haven't we? In that, I honestly did think Portugal made it too easy. And I really do. I think there is a balance. I think that the new laws they initially proposed were too extreme.
Yeah,
and
it seems to be how it works, right? The suggestion is extreme, and then some compromise is found, right?
Yeah, and I think that, and I mean, when you're talking family reunification, and as well, I think that the difficulty that we have with it, as in Tig James, you know, MBE and partners, I mean, as the company, you know, it's moving the goalposts on people again, isn't it? They're all here, and then suddenly they've got the goalposts moved, and their family's over, and suddenly it went from yes, you can do it to oh my goodness, you've got to be here for years before that can happen.
Yeah, right.
It's, you know, this is people's lives you're talking about here.
Well, yeah.
Thousands of people's, tens of thousands of people's lives. And, you know, and suddenly they have the rug pulled out from underneath them. And I think as well, the other thing that irks, and we, you know, sort of myself and Laura, my business partner, we've been talking about is, are we going to be able to do something about this, as in have a campaign or something? That's sort of in the works. Will we, won't we? Because it's, again, a lot of hard work. You certainly don't get paid for it. But because and basically IMA, you know, as an institution, as an organisation, they are just simply unfit for purpose. And they are.
Would you agree, Tig, that they are improving, however? Do you I mean, you know, some conversations I have with professionals, they're saying, yes, it is chaotic, it's difficult dealing with that organisation. And part of the problems are them organising themselves a little better and they're bringing in new staff. And when you do that, you kind of, you have a dip, don't you? Because you've got to train everybody, and all these checklists have come out, which are proving there's less nuance or subjectivity. So all these new staff are just sticking to the rules they've been given, which are asking them for crazy random things now, which I'm sure you're aware of. Is it, although it's still not great, do you see a general trend of improvement, or not so much?
No.
You don't? Okay, you're right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, new staff, but I mean, I think it was it 60 new members of staff? They were 60, 62, something like that, over the country, over the whole country, none in the south of Portugal.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
And how many foreigners have you got in the Algarve?
Well, yeah, there's a great concentration for sure, isn't there? Algarve, Alentejo. Yeah, absolutely.
And so I don't think any were going into the Algarve. It's chaos. I mean, we've got people here. I mean, they queue up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get like the 5 seniors to get into an IMA office.
These are the tickets, aren't they? Because they give out 5 appointments a day, and people are queuing up from the night before to get those. People, I have mentioned this because we do have a Gumper who drove to Leiria one morning to find. Strangely, I mean, this is quite coincidental, but there was a monk at the front of the queue. And he sort of bowled up to him and said, "Have you been here long?" He said, "Yeah, since last night. All these people have been here since last night. We've waited overnight in our sleeping bags outside the IMA office here in Leiria." Wow, it's quite something, isn't it, to be up against with that? You mentioned the family reunification, Tig.
Yes.
I don't know this person, but they seem to have created quite a good summary of what's going on, and it would be great to have your view as well. Ben Austin sent me this. Big news again on immigration in Portugal, and this time the rules are changing. Well, they always do, don't they? Parliament has approved a revised immigration law, now awaiting the president's decision. I think this is part of what you were talking about. The reform brings stricter rules on family reunification, higher income requirements, and clearer integration obligations. Key points then: family reunification, longer waiting periods, in some cases 15 to 18 months, and tighter renewal conditions. Exceptions remain for minors, spouses with children, and dependents with disabilities. Income thresholds are changing. Integration duties include reinforced obligations such as language learning and school attendance for minors. These changes mark a significant shift in Portugal's immigration framework, with practical consequences for residency renewals and family applications. The final steps now rest with the president's approval, his promulgation, basically there. Is there anything else you want to add or comment on with that?
I mean, that's a bit of a mishmash.
Yes.
And I think what I am actually waiting for is for it all to be lined out specifically.
Okay.
You know, within each one. And I mean, one of the things was that if you're in a relationship, you had to have been in that relationship a year prior to the person actually being here, and then the person has to have residency for a year before they can apply for family reunification. But and again, that's fine saying a year and a year once they've got residency, but how long is IMA taking to give residency? It can be a year, it can be 2 years before they, you know. So it's, I think and we just had a really frustrating time with IMA at the minute, because one of the things that we have noticed that they are doing to a lot of our clients, of course, we're telling clients what they need to write, what they need to say, the laws, yada yada, and of course they're writing to IMA. And and whoever is on that day receiving emails, I mean, they've got so many pro forma emails, and they will just click whichever one they think is right, send it off, and of course it's wrong. They don't know what to do with, so they just click one, and whether or not they get a bonus for answering 100 emails a day, or can say to the boss, "Oh, I've answered that email." I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
right.
wrong. The answers are just bear no relevance, the pro forma email they sent, to actually the relevance of the question asked.
Yeah.
Or the request, or like family reunification, call the Brexit line. What?
I think this goes back to, this is people's lives you're dealing with, doesn't it? And do you think it would have been better if from the get-go the government had said, look, for anyone involved in the process already, it won't change for you. These are changes for new people applying. Could that have saved a lot of stress and heartache for people? Because that's perhaps the biggest blow, isn't it? Is when you think you're getting to your 5-year citizenship threshold, and then you hear that you might have to do 6, 7, or maybe 10 years, having served those first parts. Would it have been better if they said, look, okay, doesn't affect people who are labouring under those preconceptions, but for the new people it'll be like this? Would that have helped?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just think it's like I say, they've had the rug taken out from under them, haven't they?
Yes, yeah, right, and which hasn't gone down well at all. I mean, there are those who say, of course, you're in a new country, you have to just abide by those rules. What do you say to them?
And that's fine, but you can probably guarantee that they're not in the situation, are they?
True, and also, okay, yes, we'll take the rules, but what are they? Because that's also not clear.
What are the rules?
Yeah, and the law is, we'll have a card by a certain date, but that's not happening either. I guess you can't have it both ways, can you?
No, and also, and that's the difficulty as well, because what I'm trying to say is the poor training that IMA have. So even when you write to IMA asking or making a request for family reunification or whatever it is, the staff answering don't know that it's clear that they have very little understanding of quite a lot.
Yes, a little understanding of a lot. Okay, yes, that's a pretty good review. I think we get the gist of where you're at. What I'd like to ask you is probably the best paths to minimise the stress. I'll take a few comments before we go there. Bon dia, Carl and Tig, busy on the election campaign at the moment. Another foreigner getting involved with local politics. A real honour to be on the list. How's it going, Pete? Apparently Portugal is now number 1 for retirement. I thought it already was, despite all that's being said this morning. I thought it already was. Although we do get various polls, don't we, that come out affirming, and press releases and so on. What's this then, Adrian? To get the EU residence paper, 15 minutes in and out. Is this in the way that when people want to fly in and out of Bali or some other place, they have to jump out of the country and then go back in again? President has 8 days from the law passing the National Assembly to sign it off or refer to the Constitutional Court again, giving grounds improbable, you say. Coach Turner, good morning to you. Bom dia todos. Feliz segunda. Beautiful morning here in San Martin de Porto. Looks like it's going to be a warm one. Yes, the sea frets are disappearing as we speak, Tig. Had a lovely evening with Rugby Colin and friends eating Japanese food. How about that? Living the dream, coming to Portugal, eating Japanese food and talking about rugby. Does it get any better than that? None in the south. That's yes, Minister Logic. I think about the staff you were talking about. Verdad, agreeing with you here, Tig. It took 2.5 years to get our residency cards. Question about marriage as well. Sorry, Tig, go on.
So in that case, you see, so it took 2.5 years. So they'd have to wait another year before they could actually apply for family reunification.
Yes.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
No.
It's not great, is it? Absolutely. What have we missed from Matty here? I think some advice is being sought from you. Where can I find information about marriage? What do you need? Documents? Where is it valid? Can you get married in the Freguesia? I don't know if he's asking for a friend or for himself. Do you know about this, Tig?
No idea. But if he writes to Tig James MBE and Partners, we can help out with that.
Okay, very good. We'd like to know that information. And do we know if we need to buy a hat? I can borrow Tig's hat that she wore to the palace.
So, Carl, might suit you. Might suit you.
You never know.
Wear it on the side, though. You have to wear it on the side.
A jaunty angle. I do. I do love the story of your hat as you breezed into the United Kingdom, in which you hold a special place, of course, with your award and bought that hat. It's a great story. You can see that on one of our previous conversations. Ooh, sounds exciting, Matty. We were in Caldas on Saturday having lunch in Parque Dom Carlos I, watching a wedding taking place. Not a common occurrence, according to the waitress. Entertaining, though. There will be more detailed regulations to come in agreement with Shega. It would seem plenty of room for constitutional challenges. As an ex-DWP pension service bureaucrat, definitely targets is what they will be working on. As a fellow bureaucrat said, the aim isn't to produce good outcomes, but to produce good stats. Oh. And we're already getting carried away here. We think Matty is getting married. We're giving him congratulations. Yay, well done. Oh, don't get in a rush. Just an administrative. That's a very German and unromantic response, I have to say, Matty. Don't get in a rush.
I'm just looking at the solar life guy. I tell you, I need my solar panels servicing. There you go.
Come on, Pete, sort it out.
Why are you Solar Life Portugal? You're not in the Algarve, are you?
He's not in the Algarve, sadly. He'll have a good recommendation, though. Pete will know somebody good for you and your panels. Still plenty of scope for challenges legally, not illegally, but they tend to take up to 3 years to come to court, according to an immigration law navigation. Now, that's interesting, is it not? You can challenge the law, but that is also going to take you a long time, is it not, Tig?
Yeah. But I think that's what they rely on, isn't it? I think that's what a lot of people have relied on, that they know that they can behave in a certain way and there's not an awful lot you can do about it. And
that
it's
seems
such
to be the case. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So to bring order and calm to the situation, what do you suggest to people who find that their knickers are in a twist, their panties are in a bunch, to use transatlantic metaphors? What's the best thing to do, apart from call you, of course, to get settled again and do the right thing in a very confusing picture?
Just keep emailing IMA and just keep at it. And I was in, I think I said this to you, didn't I, last time? I was in IMA a couple of months ago, an IMA office with somebody, and I'm sat there and I was just listening to the staff because it was, just seeing what they were saying to people. And they were just telling people, really sorry. There was this one guy, I felt so sorry for him. There was nothing they could do because the computer said, computer wouldn't let them do anything. And they just said, you've just got to keep emailing and email 2 or 3 times a day is what the advice was being given.
Seriously?
So can you imagine? And I mean, that's the other thing that we've come across, certainly in the last month or so, 2 months, the IMA inbox is full.
Now, that's bizarre, isn't it? That you could say, you could say that's no way to run an immigration service with a full. Hold on a minute, though. Isn't the whole thing about electronics and the digital world is that you can't actually fill up an inbox? I mean, if it was an in-tray, old school, and people were still using quills and writing by candlelight, you can understand that the in-tray was full, physically, literally, and that happens electronically. How many emails are in there? What's the shut-off point?
There must be millions. Because if you think this sort of what is there, 750 to 1 million immigrants. So if they all send one.
Well, there are apparently that many on the waiting list, are there not? As well, if you add the people who want to come to the people who are already here with issues,
If you think about it, so if they send 2 or 3 a day,
Matty could help. If you can pass on Matty's details to the government, Tig, he can help with the inbox. Maybe they should just have a jubilee, empty it, start again.
What they should do is just deal with the emails appropriately.
Well, there's a thing. That's so old-fashioned.
I know. Them to do their job, with somebody that knows what they're doing. How awful is that? No.
These are the times we're living in, though, aren't they? Where hold on a minute, that is actually the right and sensible thing to do, but we don't do things like that anymore. In the post-common sense world, perhaps you could call it, couldn't you? Right.
Isn't it awful that that we know more about what the answers should be than the immigration department?
Yeah, that is also a strange hallmark of the times that they could employ you, could they not? They could recruit a whole load of people who could get through this.
please do, just for a month. Just for a month to just go, right, you do this, 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 and this. And no, don't do this, this. And I mean, if they could just train them all for a week, stick them all in a room and just train them taking off the systems for a week for training, telling them what to do.
Yeah.
And I am sure would save them years.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny. It kind of depends what things are, doesn't it? I mean, I saw a meme of a bridge in Britain over a railway line, and the point that was being made is it had taken longer to build this footbridge over a railway line than it had built to build the Empire State, right? And this is the sort of thing we're talking about, isn't it? Is things get accepted, and it becomes the norm over time. What does it take to blast through this, and what are the vested interests that keep it the way it is? That's the problem, isn't it? Because if it was some sort of national emergency, and there were different dependencies or outcomes that were favourable, we would just get through it, wouldn't we? What's there must be a benefit in it being like this. What is that benefit?
The benefit of being like this is that they don't have to change.
Okay, so very human then.
Yeah, and it's down to budgets.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. If they were, I mean, when you go back to when I caused all that ruckus about the withdrawal agreement biometric cards that we weren't having any,
Yes.
and I literally did a massive press spree because what I focused on was the fact people couldn't get healthcare, which of course is a huge thing in Portugal culturally, isn't it? Right. Is very, very important and whatever. And it is finding the lever. The biggest problem that we have at the moment, of course, is Chega. Because they have raised up this anti-immigrant rhetoric, just like Reform UK have done. So actually trying to get sympathy and empathy for immigrants, or I can tell you a little story.
I see. So hold on. So yeah, please do tell the story. And I was wondering, what's the connection between Chega politically and the immigration process? But are you suggesting that because there's a sort of a validation of anti-immigrant sentiment, that this is what people are facing on the front line of immigration, perhaps?
Yeah, because I could go to the press now, but have I got the lever? Have I got the levered into the public sympathy because of Chega with their anti-immigrant rhetoric?
Oh, so when you're complaining, which is the truth, isn't it? I mean, you're complaining about the state of immigration. The backlash might be, well, there's too many people trying to get in anyway, blah blah.
There you go, which we didn't have before.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Understand. So what was the story you were going to share?
I was at the local market the other day with two Canadian friends. Okay. And of course, it was political rallies suddenly came in, and the Socialist Party were there, and Chega were there. And anyway, so the Socialist Party, they gave us the leaflet, and I took it off. I've still got it, so I must read it actually. And then Chega came up to us. There was like 9 of them, and they came up and they went to give us the leaflet, and I just looked and said, "Nós somos imigrantes."
Okay, how did that go down?
They shot off like scolded rabbits that would have Usain Bolt a flipping competition in speed.
If I may say so, a fart in a spacesuit moment. Oh. Okay. They didn't want to talk about it.
It was they just they were like, but it was it's okay saying these things, but when you're actually faced with real people, I said 3 words, "Nós somos imigrantes."
Yeah. Yes.
That was it. And they just ran.
Yes. Okay. They weren't up for. They thought they were going to get an easy vote out of you, but as it turns out, not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I will be having a webinar, Should Foreigners Fear Chega, with a Chega representative, so we can put those questions or ask that question. You're very welcome, Tig. Of course, everybody's welcome to have the conversation. No question about that. We've only got a minute or so to go. I think I've already asked you the important question. For anyone who's in a tears or a pickle with their migration status, it is good to reach out and get. I mean, I know it's hard getting answers, and you might not get the service you want, but it's good to at least initiate getting some help, right?
Absolutely. I mean, email, Ima. And yes, it might bounce back if the flipping inbox is full. But also, if you really, really want to There we go. If you're stuck and you really need some help and you're worried, just email us at Tig James MBE and Partners, because that's what we're there for. We're trying to help people as well.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we charge a fee, but we don't charge a lot. And so, and lots of people are worried. I mean, people have been waiting forever for their residency cards at the minute. But by the way, there was a citizenship question you wanted to ask.
Which one?
I don't know. Just before I came on, you said, see if Tig James.
I can't remember what that. I can't remember what. I've got. There was so much going on in the last half hour that I've forgotten what that is.
I'm not sorry. You keep telling me I'm not supposed to ask you questions. I might. It's the other way around. Sorry.
Exactly. See what happens when you ask me a question? I can't answer it. That's why. That's absolutely why. Mel says the anti-immigrant sentiment is palpably higher amongst everyday citizens than 5 years ago, and expressed to all immigrant origin types. T-Duck said enough. Have a great week, folks. I'm not quite woke enough yet today. As opposed to waking up. They are being told how to administer things to suit the political agenda. As well, Adrian suspects they are administering things according to this, not the actual law. I am only foreigner on Prosciutto. Just my opinion channel. I was talking about Portuguese. Try harder. Thunder, and not amongst all parties. We are a local independent party. They included a stupid stranger on the list. Find out how about the parties and register to vote, please. That's if you can, though, Pete. Not all foreigners can vote, can they? The reciprocal arrangements aren't there for all countries. You and I, it sounds like, Pete can vote. And a coffee invitation. Big fan of yours, Chris. Tig, if you want to meet for a coffee in Lagos, we can meet at the Camprimar today or tomorrow. How about that? Come on the show, get invited out for coffee. And on marriage, we need a show about marriage. Steve and I have to register our marriage. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. Complicated his previous marriage. He has to get a birth certificate from wife number one, last seen 50 years ago.
That's not an issue.
How do you mean?
Because you don't need their permission.
Okay, it looks like we've got the beginnings of a marriage special. At the same time, son Matt is trying to get married. Getting the documents from America and Brazil is just daunting.
And we, again, with the business, we got requested a big company. They deal with 180 countries in the world getting documentation.
Okay, all right. So some help is at hand.
Absolutely. It's to be just if you want that sort of help, then please write to us and we'll see what we can do.
What is that email address again, Tig?
Oh, you see, isn't it awful? I can never remember my own.
I ask the tough questions here, don't I? What's your email address?
It's TJ Partnership.
TJ I'm just gonna put this into the chat. Yeah, TJ Partnership. Yeah, I think I've got that. Yeah.
At gmx.com.
gmx.com. Okay. You tell me if this is right, and those who can get help from you would like to reach out to you can use that that's on the screen now. Is that right? TJ Partnership at gmx.com.
That's the one.
There you go. Thanks, Tig. Always informative and fun, even the difficult subject matter, but we keep a smile on our faces, don't we? And wishing you a happy month in the sunny Algarve. Still all worthwhile. That's the thing to remember. That's a final note, isn't it? Worth the trouble. I fear the day when we say it's not worth the trouble. It would appear number one retirement location, as Pete was saying, is still worth the trouble, and it's all relative. Where else are you going to go? 3 years residency to vote, 5 to stand in local elections, and I think it depends on your native nationality as well, Adrian, when it comes to voting. Cheers, Tig. Final word from you.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. Excellent advice. And I think we got a little video here of collecting seaweed on the seashore. That's a nice little moment to share with you. So I'm going to play that now and wish you a great month, Tig. Thank you very much for being here. Cheers, Tig. See you next time. Bye for now. Right, here's a little video. Well, it is a beautiful morning. Confirm there. Beautiful morning here in Portugal, certainly in this part of it, in San Martinho de Porto. Thank you very much for that, Coach Turner. If I ever get people working for me, I will have to let them go if they vote for Chega. That might be against the law. Come on, Matty, that's a bit extreme, isn't it? Can't you just have a nice, civilized conversation about it? Have a great day, everyone, from Mike. I'll see you again tomorrow, folks. Let's have a great day, shall we? A great week. And we'll see you again in the morning. Até amanhã. Adeus. Até a próxima.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need